Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Luke here. Took one trade today. We ended up catching this 2R trade just past all-time highs. Here are the executions in the Discord. I'm going to go over this trade pretty quick, pretty simple. Before we get into it, guys, top one futures is 50% off on the elite daily accounts. I'm just going to show you guys them really quick. If you guys, I made a full video on them if you go to my prop firm playlist. But it's end of day drawdown. There's 40% consistency on the challenge, but on the funded, there's no consistency. You could trade 3 minis, daily payouts, 5 accounts, no activation fee, and with code right now, code LukeX, you're getting 50% off, so it's $109. So if you guys are interested in that, those accounts are 50% off right now. I'm not sure how many uses, but those are great accounts. They're just like top sip accounts, pretty much, just with daily payouts, and the consistency on the eval is different. But other than that, great accounts. But anyway, let's get into this. We took this long today. Coming into the day today, I had a long bias, and I'm going to show you guys why. But I was willing to take shorts still. So obviously, we're at all-time highs. When we're at all-time high trading, the main thing you should be looking for is longs. What I didn't like, or not what I didn't like, but what I was watching was this 4-hour bearish gap. At the time when I was like looking at the charts first, around 8:30, we were respecting this 4-hour gap. So I was like, if we do respect this, I would look for lower. But ultimately, we're respecting this massive 4-hour bullish gap. We're still in bullish trend. We're cutting through this 4-hour gap for the most part. And then 9 a.m. rolls around, and we inverse this 1-hour gap coming into market or right before market open. So I'm okay. My idea right now, if we get continuations higher, I want continuations towards all-time highs. But if we maybe get some manipulation, we start flipping lower, then I want to see shorts, right? So I had this 30-minute gap right here marked as my condition. One sec, let me see if I can add this back to my chart. Yeah, so I had this 30-minute gap as my condition. If we respect it, we'll look for higher. And then if we disrespect it, we will look, for lower. So market opens up. Let me actually just clear this really quick. And we initially get this manipulation to the upside, and then we just start dumping down. Now, at this point, I was kind of open to looking for shorts after we started breaking through the CE of that 30-minute gap. So you could see right there, we started closing below CE, but I just didn't get an entry I wanted. So I just decided to sit this move out. Then from there, we end up coming down and we end up getting an SMT. Now, at this point, you could see NQ fails to take out these lows. Well, if we look at ES came down and swept out London low. Now I'm going to tell you guys why it faded this long, the lower long here. So I was considering taking this 3-minute candle close right here, but I'm going to tell you guys the reason why. So I didn't take it, even though I think it was a good trade. What we've seen at this point was price kept respecting at this time this 5-minute bearish gap. So let me put this back. There was this 5-minute bearish gap right here, and what I didn't like was that if you look at this time, we just dumped aggressively, and you see how ES barely swept out London low? A lot of the times when it barely sweeps out, it will come back down and re-sweep and re-manipulate. On top of that, we had new week opening gap below, so I wanted to be a little bit more cautious, and I didn't want to just long right there in case I got manipulated before the actual move to the upside happened. But if you did take this 3-minute long, I do think it's a good trade. I was personally just being a little bit more cautious, and I wanted to see a move up and a continuation, which is what I ended up getting. So at this point, we had the 930 wick as the draw. You could have gone break even at the 930 wick. This play right here was good. I just got to refresh the page. There was a 1-minute continuation that was really good right here. Again, I just missed this personally, but then this is where I was able to get involved in the trade. So basically, price comes up. We end up taking out these draws over here, and then we leave all-time highs, and then we get this pullback into this 5-minute gap. Let me just mark it out. Yeah. So price pulls back, price displaces aggressively to the upside. We get a retrace into this 5-minute gap. So what am I looking for? My main priority is all-time highs are above. If we respect this 5-minute gap and get confirmation to the upside, I want longs to all-time highs. Like it's pretty simple. So I pretty much just scaled down here. And I seen we get this 1-minute displacement close here. Now we don't get an inversion. There was like a 1-minute gap there, 2-minute gap, whatever. But personally for me, I see displacement. We're delivering out of a 5-minute gap. We have all-time highs above. I'm really not going to wait for an IFEG and just miss this trade, right? So we get this 1-minute CISD displacing close. I run my stop just below the 1-minute candle. And I was looking for, so we had 10 a.m. orange folder news, which a lot of the times is going to bring volume into the market. So I wanted to see price just push past all-time highs. A lot of the times, we're going to just aggressively push past all-time highs. And obviously 30,000 is a psychological level, but a lot of the times price will just manipulate right past that. So I was just like, I'm going to look for 2R. You know, if I get break even, I don't really care because I could barely get like a 1R. I had to tighten my stop up, but I was like, I'm going to look for the 2R trade. And a lot of the times, like I said, when I target all-time highs, price will just aggressively displace past. So I know 30,000 is a psychological level. We're probably going to, you know, trade through up a bit, and then maybe we'll get a retrace later. But I was like, I'm going to try to get an extra, you know, 1R out of this trade. So again, price comes up. Initially, we get that manipulation down off of market open. From there, we get this push up. We get this bullish SMT. NQ fails to take the lows. ES takes the lows off London. From there, we get this retrace into this 5-minute gap. From this 5-minute gap, 1-minute displacement, stops below the 1-minute candle, and I just targeted past all-time highs for the 2R trade. Again, the main idea here was wanting 10 a.m., that orange folder news, to push price higher, because a lot of the times, like I said, we go to all-time highs and we just keep trending higher. And what do you see here? We're now at 30,100. That was the actual target I was thinking about, but I went for my 2R and I was fine. But again, that would have been what, an extra 70 points. But anyway, happy with this trade, and solid trade. Yeah, I wish I was wish I could have caught this entire move to the upside, but it is what it is. Followed my rules, and yeah, ended up paying off. So that's it for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I have another video kind of where I go over conditions more. I don't know when I'm going to drop that, but I'll let you guys know. And that's it for me. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.